Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine holding a handful of shining silver coins in your hand, smooth edges, detailed engraving, and a history that dates back decades. At first glance, they look like ordinary change. But what if I told you some of these coins could be worth life-changing money? Today, we dive deep into the world of the iconic Washington quarter dollar coins from the United States. We'll uncover how collectors determine their true market value, what makes certain quarters extremely rare, and how condition alone can transform a simple coin into a high-value treasure. Stay tuned, because what you're about to see might change the way you look at every coin in your pocket forever. Let's get started. First up, the 1977 quarter features the iconic portrait of George Washington, a design originally created by John Flanagan. This design has been a staple of American coinage since 1932, honoring Washington's 200th birthday. The obverse shows his left-facing profile, while the reverse proudly displays an eagle with outstretched wings, symbolizing strength and unity. Now, let's address something important. The silver color of the 1977 quarter can be misleading. Despite its shiny appearance, most 1977 quarters are not actually silver. They are composed of a copper-nickel clad, introduced by the United States Mint in 1965 after silver was removed from circulating quarters. So, if you're expecting pure silver, this is where reality starts to differ from myth. The absence of a mint mark on your coin indicates it was produced in Philadelphia, one of the primary minting facilities. During 1977, millions of quarters were struck, meaning the coin is generally very common. However, don't lose interest just yet, because rarity in coin collecting isn't always about mintage numbers alone. Condition plays a massive role in determining value. A 1977 quarter in fine condition shows moderate wear, especially on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. In this state, the coin typically holds only a modest value, often around $0.25 to $1 in today's market. Not exactly life-changing money, but that's just the baseline. Here's where things get exciting. If your 1977 quarter is in uncirculated or near-perfect condition, its value can rise significantly. Coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services can fetch anywhere from $10 to $100 or more, depending on quality and eye appeal. Suddenly, that small coin becomes a collector's item. But what about the dream of thousands to millions of dollars? For a standard 1977 quarter, that's extremely unlikely. However, rare minting errors can change everything. Coins with double strikes, off-center designs, or incorrect metal compositions can become highly valuable, sometimes reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. One of the most sought-after possibilities is a transitional error, where a coin is mistakenly struck on a planchet intended for another denomination or metal type. If a 1977 quarter were somehow struck on a silver planchet, extremely rare, its value could skyrocket dramatically. These are the kinds of discoveries that make headlines in the coin world. Collectors also look for proof-like finishes or unusual luster. Even without errors, a coin with exceptional shine and detail can stand out. These visual qualities often determine whether a coin is just spare change or a prized addition to a collection. Historically, 1977 was a period of economic recovery in the United States. Coins like this quarter were part of everyday transactions, used in vending machines, grocery stores, and banks. Institutions like the Bank of America and others handled millions of these coins daily, never imagining some might become collectible decades later. The Washington Quarter series itself is one of the longest-running in U.S. history. Its continuity adds to its appeal among collectors, who often aim to complete full date-and mint sets. Even common dates like 1977 play an essential role in completing these collections. Another factor that can influence value is demand. While the 1977 quarter isn't rare, interest in vintage coins continues to grow globally. As more people enter the hobby, even common coins can see slight increases in value over time. It's also worth noting that many people overlook valuable coins simply because they don't know what to look for. Checking your pocket change carefully, examining mint marks, condition, and unusual features can sometimes lead to surprising finds. So, is your 1977 Washington quarter a hidden treasure? Probably not in the millions, but it could still be worth more than face value, especially if it's in excellent condition or has a rare error. The key is careful inspection and, if needed, professional evaluation. In the end, the real value of the 1977 quarter isn't just in dollars, it's in the story it tells. From the legacy of George Washington to the craftsmanship of the United States Mint, this coin represents a piece of history you can hold in your hand. And who knows, the next time you check your coins, you might just discover a small fortune hiding in plain sight. Next up, the 1980 Washington Quarter was minted in the United States as part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, which originally began in 1932. This coin carries the portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. By 1980, the design had already been in circulation for nearly half a century, making it one of the most recognizable coins in American history. The D mint mark on this coin represents the Denver Mint, one of the major coin production facilities of the United States. Coins with this mark were struck in Denver, Colorado, and then distributed across the country through banking systems. The State Bank of America and other financial institutions played a major role in circulating these coins into everyday commerce, where millions of Americans used them for daily transactions. Now, one of the most important facts about the 1980 quarter is its composition. Unlike older silver quarters minted before 1965, the 1980 quarter is made of a copper-nickel-clad structure. This means it has an outer layer of copper-nickel alloy bonded to a pure copper core. Despite its silver-like appearance, it contains absolutely no silver, which is a major misconception among new collectors. Because of this modern clad composition, the coin does not carry precious metal value. Its worth is not based on silver content, but rather on condition, minting quality, and collector demand. In circulated condition, most 1980D quarters are only worth their face value of 25 cents. Even in slightly better condition, they usually sell for only a small premium of a few dollars at most. However, the excitement around coins like this often comes from rare errors or exceptional preservation. Some 1980D quarters with minting mistakes, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or misaligned features, can attract attention from collectors. These error coins can sometimes sell for higher prices, depending on rarity and condition, but they are still far from the million-dollar coin claims often seen online. In terms of design, the obverse of the coin features George Washington facing left, with the inscription Liberty above and In God We Trust to the left. The year 1980 appears at the bottom, along with the D mint mark near the date. The reverse design features the iconic American eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing both military strength and peace. The Washington Quarter Series itself holds deep historical significance. Introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, it replaced the standing Liberty Quarter. The design became so popular that it remained in use for decades, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history before the 1999 State Quarters program began. During the 1980s, the United States economy was going through inflation and modernization of currency circulation. Coins like the 1980D quarter were produced in massive quantities to support everyday commerce. Millions upon millions were minted, which is one of the main reasons why they are not considered rare today. Many online claims exaggerate the value of coins like the 1980 quarter, suggesting they are worth thousands or even millions of dollars. However, professional numismatists and grading services confirm that standard circulated examples remain common. Only rare mint errors or high-grade uncirculated specimens certified by grading companies may bring higher collector interest. Condition plays a very important role in determining value. Coins that are heavily worn from circulation show scratches, fading, and loss of detail, making them worth face value. On the other hand, coins that are in uncirculated condition, meaning they were never used in daily transactions, can be more desirable to collectors, especially if they maintain strong luster and sharp details. The role of banks, including major institutions like the State Bank of America and other financial distribution networks, was crucial in handling coin circulation. These institutions ensured that quarters like the 1980D were distributed efficiently for use in vending machines, retail transactions, and public services, making them a true everyday currency item rather than a collector's rarity at the time. From a historical perspective, the 1980 Washington Quarter represents a transitional era in U.S. coinage. It reflects a period when the country had fully moved away from silver coinage and embraced modern clad technology. This change helped reduce minting costs and supported a growing economy that required billions of coins in circulation. For collectors today, the 1980D quarter is often considered a starter coin. It is commonly used by beginners to learn about grading, mint marks, and coin history. While it may not bring financial riches, it offers educational value and serves as an important piece of American numismatic development. In conclusion, the 1980 Washington quarter dollar with the D mint mark is not a million-dollar rarity. but it is still an important part of U.S. coin history. Its true value lies in its historical significance, its role in everyday American commerce, and its place in the evolution of modern coinage. For collectors and viewers alike, it is a reminder that not every old coin is a fortune, but every coin has a story worth telling. Next up, the Washington Quarter Series began in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. By 1989, the design had already been in circulation for more than 5 decades. The obverse features the iconic portrait of George Washington, originally designed by sculptor John Flanagan. The reverse shows the traditional eagle design holding arrows and olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace. This long-running design makes the coin historically significant, even if the 1989 issue itself is not rare. The 1989 Washington Quarter was minted during a time when the U.S. economy was stable and coin production was extremely high. The Philadelphia Mint, marked by a P, produced hundreds of millions of quarters that year. Because of this massive mintage, the coin is considered very common in circulation. Even uncirculated examples are widely available in rolls, mint sets, and collections, which directly affects its market value. In terms of composition, the 1989 quarter is made of a copper-nickel-clad structure. It contains a pure copper core with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This gives it the silver-like appearance many people mistake for real silver. However, unlike Preminis 1965 quarters, it does not contain silver content, which is a major reason why its intrinsic metal value is low. Now let's talk about condition. An uncirculated 1989p Washington Quarter means the coin was never used in daily transactions and still retains its original mint luster. These coins are often found in mint sets or stored rolls. While uncirculated condition does increase collector interest, it does not automatically make the coin rare or extremely valuable in this case. One of the most common myths on the internet is that modern quarters like the 1989p can be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. This is not true for regular examples. The reality is that most 1989p quarters in uncirculated condition are worth only their face value of 25 cents to around 50 cents, and in some cases up to $1 or $2 if they are graded extremely high by professional services. Professional grading companies such as PCGS and NGC evaluate coins based on their condition. A perfect M-67 or M-68 graded 1989p quarter might sell for slightly higher prices, sometimes between $10 to $50 depending on demand. However, even top-grade examples do not reach thousands of dollars because the coin is not rare enough in population. The reason this coin is so common is simple. The U.S. Mint produced enormous quantities in 1989. Unlike rare error coins or low-mintage silver issues, the 1989p quarter was part of everyday circulation. Millions of people used it for vending machines, stores, and banks, which means surviving scarcity is very low. However, there are special varieties and error coins that can increase value significantly. Some collectors search for minting errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or dramatic die cracks. If a 1989p quarter has a verified major error, its value could rise to tens or even hundreds of dollars depending on rarity and visual appeal. Another interesting aspect is collector demand. Washington quarters remain one of the most collected coin series in U.S. numismatics. Even common date coins like the 1989p are collected in full date sets. This keeps a steady but modest demand in the market, especially for high-grade uncirculated examples. Historically, the Washington Quarter design lasted from 1932 until 1998 before the state quarters program began in 1999. The 1989 issue represents the late classic era of this design, making it part of a long and stable series rather than a rare experimental release. Its historical importance is more educational than financial. From a market perspective today, if you walk into a coin shop or check online auctions, you will find that 1989p quarters are extremely easy to obtain. Dealers often sell them in bulk or rolls for very low prices. This availability is the strongest proof that the coin does not carry high monetary value despite internet rumors. Still, coin collecting is not only about money. Many collectors value the 1989p quarter as part of completing a full Washington Quarter collection spanning multiple decades. In that sense, its value is sentimental and historical rather than financial, representing a piece of American monetary history. If you are searching for rare coin jackpot possibilities, it is important to focus on key dates, silver quarters, preminus 1965, proof errors or certified mint mistakes. The 1989p quarter in normal uncirculated condition does not fall into that category, but learning about it helps beginners understand how coin value actually works. In conclusion, the 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark is a beautiful and historically interesting coin, but it is not rare in the financial sense. Its real value today remains close to face value unless it has a special error or exceptionally high grading. Always be cautious of exaggerated claims online about thousands or millions of dollars. True coin value depends on rarity, condition, and demand, not just age. Next up, the Washington quarter design features the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse, created by sculptor John Flanagan. On the reverse, the coin shows a powerful eagle with outstretched wings, holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing both military strength and peace. This design remained standard for decades, making it one of the most recognizable coins in American currency history. The 1991 version continues this tradition with no major design changes, but collectors still examine each year for rare errors and special varieties. The 1991 Washington quarter is composed mainly of copper and nickel, not silver. Many people mistakenly describe it as silver color, but that is due to its nickel-clad outer layer. Earlier quarters minted before 1965 contained 90% silver, which is why older quarters are far more valuable based on metal content alone. The 1991 coin, however, does not contain silver, meaning its base value is typically close to face value unless it has special characteristics. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of 1991 quarters, making it a very common coin. High mintage numbers generally reduce rarity, which is an important factor in determining collectible value. Because of this, most 1991p quarters are only worth 25 cents in normal circulated condition. However, coin collectors still search for examples in uncirculated or mint state condition, where value can increase slightly depending on grade. One of the most important factors in coin collecting is condition or grade. A heavily worn 1991 quarter found in circulation will have no additional value beyond its face value. But a pristine example graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC may sell for a few dollars to possibly over $10 depending on demand. While this is far from millions, it still shows how condition can influence value. Collectors also look for mint errors, which can dramatically increase a coin's worth. Possible errors in the 1991 Washington quarter include off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchets. These mistakes occur during the minting process and are not intentional. While rare, such error coins can sometimes sell for hundreds or even a few $1,000s depending on severity and rarity, making them more exciting than regular circulation pieces. It is important to understand that no standard 1991 Washington quarter is worth millions of dollars. Claims of extreme value are usually misinformation or misunderstanding. The coin does not have known varieties that reach extremely high auction records. However, in the world of coin collecting, rare errors and perfect condition specimens can still bring strong interest from collectors, especially beginners building sets. The historical background of the Washington quarter connects deeply with American heritage. Introduced in 1932 during the bicentennial of George Washington's birth, the coin was intended as a commemorative piece, but became a permanent circulating design. Over the years, it evolved through different compositions, including silver, copper-nickel, and later special state designs. The 1991 coin belongs to the modern clad era, which began in 1965 after silver was removed from circulating quarters. From a collector's perspective, the Washington Quarter Series is one of the most widely collected coin sets in the United States. Even common dates like 1991 are often saved in rolls or albums by beginners. While not rare, they represent an important part of American monetary history. Many collectors focus on completing full-year sets rather than searching only for high-value coins. Another interesting feature is the P mint mark. This indicates the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest mint facilities in the United States. Unlike some other coins, Philadelphia minted quarters of this era do not always carry a mint mark in earlier years, but by 1980 onward, the P mark became standard. This helps collectors identify origin and categorize their collections more accurately. The state bank and financial institutions often distribute these coins into everyday circulation, meaning millions of people may have handled them without realizing any collectible importance. Because of this wide circulation, finding a 1991 quarter is easy, but finding one in exceptional condition is slightly more challenging. Still, it is not considered a rare coin in the numismatic market. Market value for the 1991 Washington quarter is generally very stable. In circulated condition, it remains at 25 cents. In uncirculated condition, it may range from $1 to $10. Error coins or professionally graded high-grade examples might reach higher values, but they remain far from extreme auction prices. Serious collectors always verify coins through grading services before assigning high-value expectations. One reason people believe coins like this might be worth thousands or millions is due to viral internet claims. Many online videos exaggerate coin values without proper numismatic evidence. In reality, only extremely rare mint errors or historically significant coins reach such high prices. The 1991 Washington quarter is not part of that elite category, but it still has educational and collectible importance. Despite its modest value, the 1991 Washington quarter is still a part of everyday American history. It represents the economic system of the early 1990s, a time when cash transactions were dominant, and coins played a major role in daily life. For collectors, it serves as a reminder of how modern currency evolves while still maintaining traditional designs rooted in national identity. In conclusion, the 1991 Washington quarter, P mint mark, is a common yet historically significant coin. While it does not hold millions of dollars in value, it remains an important collectible for beginners and enthusiasts. Its true worth lies in its history, design, and role in American currency rather than extreme market prices. For collectors, every coin tells a story, and the 1991 quarter is one small but meaningful chapter in that ongoing story of the United States Mint. Thanks for watching.